scammed out to Amelie for a second to like pump myself up for this because I'm not a speaker. But I'm so excited to show you guys everything Insta because that has been like my bread and butter. I've been a coach for about 2 years and nothing was sticking until I finally like stuck to Insta, and Instagram stories especially have been a game changer for me. Like 99% of my business comes from there. So I'm excited to share something on that and visual branding as well, making everything look good. And that's what's going to make you stand out as a professional and draw people in. So let me get my phone screen shared because basically everything I show you is going to be on there. So if you guys are watching on your phone, make sure you're taking notes. If you're watching on your laptop, have your phone out because you can play around with this stuff as I'm showing you what it is. So let's see here. All right, can everyone see my phone? Yes, yes, cool. All right. So forewarning, I warned people on the last Instagram training I did, I have notifications everywhere. If that bothers you, I apologize ahead of time, but that's how it is. So we're gonna jump into the good stuff. Some of the training from, especially like the tip that Rachel posted today, stuff from the call, is finding your niche, finding those like 5 topics that people identify with you. So I'm just gonna pull up my page now so you guys can go creep on me if you want. It's at GinaKish_. So as you can see in my bio, there's some different stuff that identifies me. I used to be super lazy. I suffered a bit from fatigue. And so now I'm super energized, working on muscle tone. I'm a hairstylist. I have cats. I have anxiety and IBS. So everything is in there along with a link to learn more about me. And if you guys haven't set up your bio this way yet, it is a lot easier to read for people. All you need to do is go into your notes, set up the stuff you want, and then copy and paste it into your edit bio. And that'll set it up a lot nicer. There's a limited amount of characters, so you have to play with it a little bit, but that will set you up so that it looks really nice. As well as setting up either a Bitly link or a link tree. You should have both, but if you want to do Bitly, you can make it whatever you want and make it more of your brand so it looks a little bit more professional and screams less network marketing stuff. So yeah, that's that. And let me scroll through a little bit so you guys can kind of see my feed. Everything is kind of the same general look because I make it that way. And that's what we're going to show you how to do. Same with if you creep on Rachel's, hers is like everything flows together so nicely because it's all similar. So let me go back to this other one here. So some of the main apps we're going to be focusing on today, if you want to download these right now, VSCO, VSCO, Facetune, and Afterlight are the 3 that I use for every single picture that I upload, every single post. The other ones like PicTapGo, some of those like Snapseed, they're really like quick and simple. But if you really want that custom look, VSCO, Facetune, and Afterlight are going to give you really awesome custom combinations. So how these work. VSCO, you do have to pay, I can't remember how much it was, I think like $6 or $7 or something, and you get to save multiple recipes. I think you can do the free one and have like one recipe, which I'll show you what those are momentarily. Okay, we'll do a new picture so I can show you guys. So what VSCO is, we'll start with that, is a photo editing tool, and there are a lot of filters that you can do that you can set up your own. Actually, let me show you right now. If you go to Pinterest, type in VSCO, you're going to see all these like VSCO filters. Click on it, and you're going to see all these different combinations that you can create a look for your feed that gives it a more cohesive feed. So just scroll through some of these, see what sticks out to you, because when you're creating your brand, there should be a certain visual, like people should see your picture pop up in their feed and know that it's you before they even know it's you. You want to have that be your identifier, your look. So go to Pinterest, type in VSCO, go through a couple of filters, click on it, save them, and then you'll use them when you go into VSCO. And if Rachel, if you could watch the chat for me, I can't really see it when I have it up like this. If there's something important, if you could just tell me. So go through these, save a couple, and then go back to your VSCO app and you're gonna start playing around. So let's go back. We'll put up a new picture. We'll just do this one, sure, why not? So the little plus sign here, you can import your pictures. And then these ones have already been edited to my feed with my recipes. So we're gonna go to this dorky one that we just did. And at the bottom here is a little like editing tool. So click that bad boy and you'll see at the bottom, there's all these different preset filters. So there's a whole bunch of those you can choose from, and then you can choose like the level that you want it to be and all that. If you go along the bottom here, so this first little Polaroid looking one is these filters. This second one is going to be the main one you're probably going to use. It's all your exposure, your brightness, your sharpness, your clarity, all that stuff that you can mix and match to create your custom combo. And I don't want that filter on. Yeah, so you'll go through on those VSCO filters that you say from Pinterest, play around on here and create them. And when you go to this little third one here is where you can create your recipes. So once you find a filter that you like I have a few of them saved here that are all like semi-similar, but a little bit different. Suddenly it's like, oh, that looks exactly like my feed. Because I have it saved, it's ready, it's quick. So once you find something where that works for you, super easy peasy, go in here, upload it, click your recipe, bing, bang, boom, it's done. It's matching your feed, it looks good. So I have been using that first one lately, so we're just gonna save that. And then the three little dots at the bottom is where you're gonna upload it to your camera roll, actual size, because you wanna make sure that it doesn't get grainy. And then, now, I remember the first time I did this training, Rachel was like, oh my gosh, is this gonna take forever for me to go through and do all this stuff? Because when you see, like when I go into Facetune, it takes a minute. Yes, it takes a minute, but what you can do is a whole bunch of pictures at once, a whole bunch of content at once. You're gonna use those pictures later on. So when you have the time, take a little chunk of time, go through, do a bunch of them, and then I'm gonna show you a little app where you can set it all up and just have them to copy, paste, easy. So a little bit of work in one spot saves you a lot of time throughout the week. So next, I usually go to Afterlight, and I have the free version of this. We're gonna go to that picture we just uploaded, use, and then I go to this little like rainbowy thing here, and I actually do use one of the filters in here. It's under guest, and it's called Dallas. And I like this one just because it makes me look a little bit more tan than what I am. So I set it to like 20 just so it doesn't look artificial. This is a totally extra step that you don't need, but I like to look more tan. So that's what I do and save it. Easy, quick. So Facetune is going to be the one that is going to change your life. This is also the app that is going to potentially make you look artificial. So tread lightly when you're playing with it, but I'll show you like the easiest things to do to make everything look good. Oh, like I just edited this guy in here to make it look more delicious, and actually my collagen peptide people just reposted it today, so I must have made it look good, right? But we're gonna go up to the still top camera here and open photo. And we'll just go to that last picture that we did. Cool. So there's 3 things on the bottom here that I use. I use whiten, details, and defocus. Those are the only 3. Do not touch smooth. that is going to make you look like one of those girls that is like so airbrushed fake. Like you're gonna have wrinkles on your face, guys. That's fine. I have wrinkles on my face and I'm 27. You're fine. That's what you look like. So first things first, we're gonna click on good old whiten. This is what will make you pop in your pictures. So we're gonna take that whiten tool and we're going to color in the entire background. You'll probably be able to see it most of my blinds if you're having a hard time seeing it on here, just because it makes a subtle difference, but it's big. So let's go over the blinds and you can kind of see them start to turn more white, yeah? So we're doing everything back here. I guess you can see the wall too. And suddenly, with all this color gone from behind me, my actual body is going to pop out that much more in my photos. And don't worry about like going over yourself a little bit and erasing, like I just erased my shoulder a little bit, because there is the little eraser tool down at the bottom. You can kind of go in and put that color back where you took it from. So already my face is popping and that's just the one step. So that check mark, save that, and then over to details is the next one. This is the one that's gonna make your eyes stand out more and any sort of detail. So that's what I did over my smoothie bowl, was I took the detail pen over each like banana, over each seed, over each like little piece of granola, and it makes that texture stand out more and makes it look more like a professional picture as opposed to a iPhone shot. So we're gonna go over, you can just look at that one eye, it makes it pop a little bit more. Oh, and whiten you can use it on your teeth too. I don't have my teeth showing here, but you can use it on your teeth and on the whites of your eyes. So yeah, I'll just go over that. And then we'll do my eyebrows for the sake of, there's not much else. I usually go over my hair a little bit too. And any of like my tattoos to make black stand out more. So that, actually I'll go back to whiten and show you guys. If I have any little like redness in my eyes, I'll go in and just touch up in there too and make my eyes look a little bit brighter. So bam, suddenly like that, those freaking crazy eyes are gonna stand out at you a lot more on the feed than the picture before. So we'll save that. Another one you can use on here is patch. Use it lightly, but like I have the zit in the middle of my face. We can just tap it and suddenly much better, but not fake. Don't look fake, still look like you. Yeah, and then lastly is defocus. And I play around between defocus and blur, and they do just what they say they do. We'll grab blur, and I'm gonna go right over that background that I whitened, color it all in, and suddenly you have yourself portrait mode from the iPhone 10, but without having to use it. So yeah, that's it. That's what I do to every single one of my pictures that you see posted. Go through, edit the crap out of them, and make them look like me, save it, and then see if we can do the difference. From that, oh no, hold on, lost the screen. Oh shoot. Well, it's happened before. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. There we go. All right, sorry about that. I forgot it doesn't like when I go into photos, so I won't be able to show you that. Where were we? So yeah, you go through those. So find your thing on Pinterest, go through, play on VSCO, create your look, create your brand. And that can change. It's not forever, so don't feel like you're gonna get attached to it. It's not forever. Go through, play with the editing, and find you and use it. So once you've taken all these pictures, and something that has made life easier for me is I don't tend to post in the moment. I like to collect content, create posts at once, and then get them up throughout the week so that I'm not sitting there throughout the week trying to pull something out of my butt that isn't genuine. I would rather sit and be in like this creation mode and just bang a bunch of stuff out. So this next app is going to show you how to make that easier. And if you watch my video before that I posted in Sweat, it touches on this, but I'll touch on it again. So it's this guy here, Preview. There's a couple other apps like this too that help you, like this is my Instagram feed, all here, that let you look at your feed and pre-plan it. A lot of them are paid. So Preview is one that's not paid. So let me see. So this smoothie bowl picture here is the last one that is actually on Instagram. Everything above that is potential posts. So already edited pictures that I can pop up whenever I need something. They're already there. It's a whole gallery that I can have sitting there waiting for me. And another nice thing about Preview is, so like, we'll just put this picture, and you'll see when you click it, you can either delete it. There's a little editing button, a little speech bubble. So we're gonna put the speech bubble. Right here is caption for your post. You can create your post right there. You've got your edited picture. You can go into creation mode, make your posts. You can stick to some hashtags with it, save those hashtags. And one of the best things ever is down here, you can schedule the post. Now this app is not going to post for you, but you're gonna get a little notification whatever time you choose. So say I wanted today at like 7:26. I hit that and we'll say 25 because it'll actually come up in a minute. You'll see that it will pop up that, hey Gina, it's time to post. So whatever I'm doing, I can go in here and if you look at the bottom, so that picture is still clicked, down the little share button here, when I click this, it automatically says caption copied. So your caption's copied, it pops up, you can save that image in case it's not already saved and edited, and transfer it straight over to Instagram. It's already all there for you. It takes about a minute, and then you're good for the week. And I think the other Dina just posted it too, but I got it from Josh Coates' training a while ago. It's like a posting schedule for the week. So it's about 2 posts a day, ranges between, oh, there you go. It's time to post. Ranges between health and fitness, your lifestyle, which is going to be your 5 different niche things, some engagement boosters, coaching breadcrumbs, call to action, gives a good mixture of those throughout the day. So once or twice a day on Instagram, post-wise, it's all you really need. Anything more than that, I think they start to flag it as spam now. We all know that's always changing, so keep an eye out on the algorithm. Google that. Once a month, Google what the algorithm is for Instagram. Got to. So yeah, another cool thing about Preview is you can do some editing in here too. So if we click on this little filter button down here, suddenly there's a whole bunch of filters down here. So you can play around with this too. You might find something you like, but I don't think you can save recipes here. But up at the top, the little bar one takes you into more of those tools. So I actually, you can see my background is black and white and I'm in color. So I actually go into here and do one more step because I'm an editing freak. And I do the splash option. And you can choose free color, smart color, and all it does is wherever you're coloring, the color shows up versus the smart color one is like this one area will be this color and nothing else will show up. But so you can have yourself pop out even more with being the only color thing and everything else behind you black and white. That's what I've been liking lately. But yeah, it'll save it right in there for you. And that is that. Oh, and this little calendar tool up here is all of your like planned posts. So I obviously have not been using it lately because there's nothing there, but that's today. So it's time to post that one. Easy peasy. So another thing that I am going to start doing, haven't yet, but this is something that I know Jatana Jackson does. She has not only a posting schedule for her actual posting, like for content, but also for Instagram stories. So we're going to get a little bit more into that too. And I'm going to make a graphic of the schedule that she has. I'm still playing around with it to see what I want to do. But I'll make a little graphic and type up what it is in Sweat so that you guys can see what it is. But basically it's a range of talking about workout convenience, your accountability groups, Energize, Shaco, Beachbody on Demand, meal plans, community, self-care, call to action, success story like an on-scale victory, and sharing excitement or like a big announcement coming. So like hyping up and creating that curiosity marketing. So having a little bit of a schedule of that kind of posting stuff. I will get that up. But let's move over to Instagram stories. I think
Before you go into stories,
let me check the questions.
There was one good question.
Yes.
Allison said, do you find that it's best just to do pictures in your Instagram feed? No more video? What do you think about that?
I think video is still good. I think that Instagram is still rewarding for video, but I don't think it matters as much as it did when it first came out. Something you should always do too is when you're uploading into Instagram, use one of their editing tools because they'll reward you for it. I forgot to mention that earlier. That's a little bit off topic, but like in Josh Coates' thing, I think on Wednesday he has you like it's technically for Facebook, so on Facebook going live. So I think that it's nice to have like a little bit of video, maybe if it's just like a workout move of the day or something like that, popped in there throughout. But I think Instagram stories is kind of taking the place of that at the moment. So I'd still feed them in there a little bit just for the sake of shaking up your content and keeping it interesting. But I focus more of your video on Instagram stories and going live there. Mm-hmm. Cool. Keep on the. Is there any other questions that I should see?
Nope, that's it.
I think so.
We're all just like, yay, this is so great, yeah.
Yay, cool. Well, now I can't get the messages to go away. Okay. Cool. Okay, so let's go over to Instagram stories. So 2 apps at the moment. No, 3 that I use for my stories. So HypeType is the one that's going to create that like moving text on your image or your video or whatever you choose to do. So we'll go into that. You guys can see me like Inception right now, or oh yeah, there you go. So let's do this. Let's see if I can just make a quick video so you guys can see. So pops up like this. There's different options. So you can double tap on that to create text. And then from there, down at the bottom, there's different like editing options. So the text one is going to be all different text options. And down here, there's colors. So you can change it up. You can get the background blurred with that little raindrop. And then in this little like bar one, oh, you can hear me talking. You can add music, which I'm not going to click on because I made the mistake of doing that last time, and then I can't upload this video to YouTube for future training purposes. But if you go in there, you can basically, it's like a whole bunch of current songs, old songs, basically anything you could want is in there. If you know, I will just type a random word sometimes just see what pops up. That, and then you can change the speed of things too. So get on there, play around a little bit. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but that's a cool one just to make your stories really interesting. Two other ones that are useful, Word Swag, which you guys have probably heard of to make different graphics, but it's a nice way to have some different font options, especially if you're making like a live call to action. Like if you were watching Rachel's story before where there's like a picture of her like pointing up, you can post some really cute words about that and make it look a little bit different than just the typical story fonts. So that one's good. And also Cut Story. So you guys know that you only have, what, 15 seconds to talk on your Instagram stories. And when you're doing that, which I'll say just right now because a lot of people are guilty of this, a lot of top coaches are guilty of this, and it is like swiping through, talking about like 10 frames in a row. No, you lost my attention after like 3, which is why I tell people, keep it at 3 videos. Every so often I might have 4, but 3 in a row of the same thing of like talking, switch up with the boomerang, then go back to talking. People are not that focused for that long. So switch it up, keep it interesting. But Cut Story is kind of like the cheater's version around this. So in Cut Story, you can record yourself talking or whatever video full length. And what it'll do is break that video up into 15-second increments for you so that when you upload it into your Instagram stories, it flows as if it's one video. So nice. It's a good cheat. But you don't get that awkward like cutoff where you have to like restart what you were saying. You don't get the cool filters, but it's nice if you have something longer that you want to talk about. Good thing to have. So Cut Story, Word Swag, Hype Type. Download those. So let's go into Instagram and see what we got. So I'm not going to click on my stories just in case I know I have music playing. But let's go over. Hi. Does everyone pretty much know how to use their stories? Should I talk in this? Does that make it better? So we'll just do a little file, and so we'll play around on here. If you guys haven't seen already, I know not everyone has every single option up in this little like sticker tool, but there's things like your location you can tag, the time, gifts, poll, gifts are newer, but they're so much fun. If you ever see any like little like random graphics on people's stuff, that's probably what it is. Polls are a really great way to get people like want to join the group, and then like yes or no if they want more info, and they just click it and suddenly you have a whole list of people that you can message because they wanted to join your group. So I'm just going to show you guys a bunch of tools right now, and then we'll go back and talk about putting it together. Hashtags. So the hashtag tool, you can only do one. If you go and try and add another hashtag, it's not going to let you. It's going to make you keep on editing that same sticker. But if you want to add more hashtags, you can do up to 11 in your story. There are almost always 11 hashtags in my story, whether you see them or not. I type them out, I take them, I shrink them down super tiny, and I put them somewhere that you can't see them. But they're gonna pop up on that hashtag's feed. And trying to use stuff that is smaller, like under 100,000 for sure, ideally under like 50,000 posts to that hashtag is gonna be like your best bet for visibility, because unless you have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers, no one's gonna see you on those big hashtags. Like, don't hashtag fitness, don't hashtag Beachbody, don't hashtag, I don't know, meal prep. Get specific to what your 5 niche things are so that you're attracting your people. Or even go to like products you like if you're a Lululemon person, and try and find the smaller ones, like Lululemon Addict, but like find ones that are smaller, things like that. So yeah, do those, hide it. Same thing with location. I always, this is where I live, guys. I always have a location here, but it's always, 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 always shrunk down, super tiny and hidden. Same thing, shows up on that location's stories, but more people are likely to see it. And how great is that if people are near you, and then suddenly you have people that are interested that are actually near you. Or like when it launched in the UK, then you can hashtag or location London, location Derby, location, you know, Glasgow, and suddenly you're popping up over in Scotland. I did it for the Daytona 100. Daytona 500 was this weekend, so I was like locating myself at the Speedway nonstop in my workout posts. Use those tools, hide them. They're there. You're like wasting visibility if you don't add stuff like that to the majority of your posts. What else? Nothing else in there is really that important, I don't think. So let's play around with some effects. So a lot of people were asking me before, in the training before, what, if you watch my stories, there's a lot of times one of me dancing behind a black screen with text, music, how to create that. So you're gonna go to, there's these 5 different pens that you have. This one's like an actual like pen. This one is like a highlighter, it's a little bit translucent. This one's neon, that's an eraser. And this one's chalk, but sometimes that little special one changes. So when you see me behind a black background or any color, what you're gonna want is to choose the little highlighter pen. Mine's always black. Hold your finger in the center of your screen, and suddenly you have this sheared out thing that all your other stuff pops up on, but you're still there. If you do it with the solid pen, you're gonna get a solid color and you're gonna block out anything, but this is great for creating text or putting up like a call to action or like little quotes or whatever you wanna do, so you have that option. I think the same thing happens with the neon one. Yeah, the rest of them all go solid too. So that's a great thing. And then, let me see. What's usually in front of that is some text that, I don't know if you guys know this too, but these colors down here are not the only colors that you get to choose. So if you hit one, hold it, suddenly this whole spectrum comes up and you can pick any color you want. So I usually have one of those, and then I'll layer it with some contrasting color, create like a shadowy effect, and then I'll go in with a little neon tool. You can change the size of the pen over here. Also, this little dropper here, if you click it, and yes, you guys, I know this is probably information overload for some of you. Don't worry, it's being recorded. Just take notes, do what you can, play with it later. I'm just gonna try and move through as many things as I can. And so if you click that little thing, suddenly you have a swatch tool. You can go right on that color again, find it, and you have these little matching like neon dots, or you can do regular dots, make them bigger. You have a tons of options there. What else? I think that that's it on that. If anybody has questions about how to create a certain effect, post in the chat, I mean, and I will go back to it. But let's see what else. Oh, we'll go back to, so at the bottom of the screen here, there's a bunch of different options. The newest one over here is type. I haven't really used it yet, but it creates kind of like how Facebook has that background, and there's some different colors if you click it. it changes around. You can also click the camera and it gives you that kind of translucency effect too, and then you can put text over it. Also toward the bottom, Boomerang creates, oh, come on. It doesn't like Boomerang. Hold on. I have this great app for my phone, but it doesn't always like to work. Well, if anybody has any questions for right now, let me know, because I need to go track down this little mirroring app that just disappeared on me right quick.
Gina, Kay said if you can multitask.
Yeah, I can.
Kay said, how do you do the same things on live video or Boomerang? Is it the same steps or something different?
Live, I don't think you can. If you can, I don't know about it. But hey, maybe you can. Boomerang, exactly the same. You can do any of the same filters and stuff. Pop up. Yeah, you can totally do the same thing. Just you can do the same thing, like you can click and hold the little highlighter thing and it'll still put that sheer background over it. Like I do it over my videos. That frustrates me. Literally disappeared from my whole computer.
And a couple people said Instagram doesn't flag doesn't flag music the same way Facebook does, right?
Correct. At least not yet.
Right.
Hopefully it won't ever, but.
And then I found that you can kind of cheat the Facebook system. Like if you post something to Instagram and it's a video and it has music, Facebook will usually let you then post it if you've like toggled that like mirror. It doesn't always catch it.
I wonder if it will though.
I know.
That's what makes me nervous. I just don't mess around with music on Facebook. Like I saw somebody sped up the music today to make it not sound like it. I think that'll still end up getting potentially in trouble. I just don't mess with it. Guys, I'm gonna throw this computer. Apologies. Have you guys heard of, while I'm on my monitor, oh, now it's gonna work. Well, I'll show you anyway. The Flume on desktop, so that you can do your Instagram on desktop and lose your distraction while you're on your phone. I will show you that too, because it is super helpful, because I get distracted so badly. Let me just show you that really quickly. But I did get my thing working again, so that's good. That only took about 20 minutes. Okay, so this is Flume. It is on your desktop. This is just another cool tool that I use. This is not my phone. This is on my desktop. It is called Flume. Google it. You have your whole bio and regular feed there. You've got your regular home screen, which honestly you won't really need. You can't see the captions, but like it doesn't really matter that much. But the nice thing is down here, you've got your inbox. So that's what I use it for. The fact that you can scroll through, click on people, and talk to them right there without having to be looking at your phone. So that's just a really cool tool. Yeah, sorry, John. Yeah, so let me stop that share and we'll switch back over to my phone.
I have a question about your Instagram feed, like with the apps. Do you do them in a certain order, like your VSCO or?
Yes, I do VSCO first, and then Afterlight. I don't know if those two really matter as much, but I do Facetune last. And that is because when I'm doing Facetune, I'm whitening, and I don't want that whitening to get covered up by a filter that I'm doing afterward. So do Facetune last. Right. I think we have my phone back. Yay. Okay. Sorry guys, there's certain things that if I click on them on my phone while I'm in this app like does not like it. So I'll go back to that. So Boomerang is that. Hands-free, if you guys haven't used this, this is what I use when I work out. If you hold the hands-free button, or if you have a Bluetooth thing and hold it until it turns 3, 2, 1, and now it's recording. So, and now it's recording. So then you have a chance to, instead of like letting, you know, your story watch you walk away from your phone and only having like 10 seconds left by the time you get over there, you have an actual 15 seconds of video from there. So I use that. Also on here, stop motion. That one's kind of cool. It is just a, okay, apparently my phone doesn't like that either. Sorry. So we got it back quickly. Let that write this down. Lose my mind. All right. We're gonna get out of that. I'm trying to think of what else. I think I touched on almost everything that I can think of. Let me pop over in the...
Becca has a request for you to talk about your highlights. Your story highlights, not your hair. You're a hairstylist.
I am a stylist. Highlights. So I have 3 at the moment. I don't love them, but I love the idea of them. Oh, and I just saw Morgan's question, which let me show this too. This little button up here, this little like clock with the arrow is your archive. So every single story that you upload goes here. They're all here. All of them. Yeah, so these are the ones that I usually, you guys see and people ask me about. Yeah, so you don't have to save them. They're there. So you don't have to waste storage on your phone anymore. So in your highlights, so like, let me click on my move of the day and hope that music doesn't pop up. Actually, let me just click on this one. If you click more on your highlights, you can edit it, or even when you're adding one. And you can go back if you click up into your archive. So I do this in my move of the day. I'll go in and click like that I want to use this one, and that I want to use this one, and you can change it up. So I usually change it on move of the day, and I have like 5 to 7 of them at a time, just so that if people click on it, it's not always the same thing. What I want to do with that is have a like, you know, join me option, have a move the day option, have a more like lifestyle option. But then I'm actually going to create one that's kind of like an intro to me option, which I think you guys should do too. Especially now that you have Cut Story and you can do an extra long video. But basically it'll just be a like, hey guys, I know a lot of you are new to my page. Just wanted to introduce myself. I'm a health and mindset coach, blah, blah, blah. This is what I do. If you are interested in joining me, learn more, swipe over, go to my join highlight and go to link in my bio, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. You know, make it your own, but so that can be right here, like, and be like, Gina, about me. Because I feel like that's going to be so much easier than constantly, I mean, yes, you should constantly be doing call to actions, but to always have that, like, what does this girl even do? And they can just click and find out who you are through that. Tell them a little bit about your story, all that. Perfect. So that's going to be an update to that. But what you do is just click like new. And you can do these. If you have like a little graphic like Rachel and I do, you can create these in WordSwag or whatever else you find graphics on Google, you can use them. And when you do it, go to edit. If you edit the cover, it gets this one, but you can zoom in or out or whatever on whichever one you have. So it can be pretty tiny and you can zoom in on it. So you can set it and make it all cute. Yes, I saw another thing about, oh no, that was the, I thought I was talking about the circle. Okay, those are the highlights. Yes, okay, the circles are the highlights.
And I love highlights because like exactly what you said, Gina, and I love the idea of like the mini bio too, because these like highlights, well, I agree with you, like they are kind of a lot, they're extra work, but they're the type of thing that work while you sleep, like thinking about things like that, like, you know, like a cover photo on Facebook that links to something or a learn more tab, like this is, and especially if you're, you know, pulling in followers on a regular basis, people really do look at your highlights. Like it's crazy to me how many people look at my highlights and will ask me a question on them. So it's like, you know, like setting this up, it's a little bit of work, but it's going to do a lot of things for you while you're sleeping, you know, not working.
Definitely. Yeah. So I for sure want to update those because the move the day one is the only one I really like right now. The other two, they need updating. And I think especially doing like an intro one and saying, you know, especially like if you don't have forms set up yet in your link tree, do it. You need to have that, again, that passive thing that's going to work while you sleep. So people like, okay, I've had 2,500 people visit my profile in the last week. So that, I mean, it could be repeat people, but potentially that's 2,500 new people that have looked at my page that, what if I didn't for some reason have a story up at that moment? My highlights are always there and they can always see who I am, what I'm about. And that highlight's going to say, hey, go click on that link in my bio and go fill out that application for my boot camp. Or if you're interested in what I do, go hit that link for my sneak peek group. And this cutesy text here, I just saw Becca ask, is Sprezzy keyboard. Just Google like cool Instagram text or things like that. And there's a bunch of different things that you can change it up and like make it cute, and then you just copy and paste it over. The same with like my fit hairstylist thing. That's a different text too. Linktree, not a silly question. It's you should use it on Facebook too. It's good to have just like in general because it is actually. Let me click on my link. So it's a Linktree. You can have every single thing that is you in one spot. Everything from like my free ebook to my radio station on Spotify. So if you guys like my music that I listen to when I work out, by the way, it's all there. My different applications for the groups, it's all there. So you just go to Linktree, but like the periods in between the two, or by the two E's, set it up. It's free. Don't do the paid one. Don't bother. This is the free one. And you can set it up. It links to your Instagram. Yes. You have to add your highlights to your story before you can create a highlight. Yes. It'll go into your archive and you have to choose it from your archive. So it might seem a little awkward, but like people will get over it.
And I've seen people do like when they do that, they're like, oh, sorry, it's for my story highlights. And then people will go, you know, your following will go like probably watch your story.
Like, oh, highlight, what's that?
Yeah.
And then they'll like creep on your page, like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then they're in your web.
So like, and I know like Gina's really good at this, and too is like if you're like quirky and awkward about something, like it's, you know, like putting those covers up, like just like laugh at yourself and your following will do the same thing, you know, like embrace yourself, and don't ever like be embarrassed that you're doing something to heighten your business, because Instagram is different with that than Facebook is. Like Instagram really embraces businesses and like rewards you for that. So like, don't be afraid to like say it's for my business, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Trying to think of what else. Oh, you should have it set up as a business page. It'll link to your page over on Facebook, whether or not you're using that. It's just nice to have because you can link it all together. You also get this nice little like email option here, or like a link option. And then what else? In your posts, you can look at your insights, which is nice. So it shows you like how many people it's reached and how many people have went to your profile and how many people have saved it, all that stuff, which is good to see, because if you do it through another program as a private Instagram, they're going to charge you for it. If you use, I can't think what it's called, but any other ones, they charge you for it. So why not just do it for free? It's not going to matter. Instagram wise, they don't care if your business page versus personal page too much. They're not going to like punish you like Facebook. It kind of is right now. What else? I feel like I've covered everything story-wise and branding-wise. If you guys have any other questions, or if Rachel, you know that there's something that I do that I should tell people about.
I think this was like an amazing training. You absolutely killed it.
I kept it under an hour.
Robin said, so if your Instagram is business, does it connect to your business Facebook, or will it stay on your personal Facebook?
You have to have a Facebook page for it to connect to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is good anyway. Yeah. Well, I'll leave it with that, you guys. I will get up, I'll just type it up actually so that I get it up like right now. The like schedule for Instagram stories, so that you can kind of use it and tweak your own. I'll type that up right now in Sweat, and I'll type it up over my team page too if you guys are from my team. And you're not in Sweat yet, which you should be. So yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, post it in Sweat, tag me, and I will answer as quickly as possible, or I can always pop on, do another little quick video just to cover any other stuff. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Gina. I think everyone is like, phew. And I kind of was joking in the chat, like when Gina taught all this, and she totally like, I totally was like, seriously, this is like so much extra work. Like, I don't know. And I can totally get like that. And then it took like a couple other girls like, look at what, you know, like my pictures. And I was like, oh my God, like super jealous. And it doesn't, once it's like anything new, like I think we all can be afraid of change. I know I can. And then now it's just part of like my day. I kind of do it when I'm laying in bed. I'm like, oh, I'll just like Facetune a photo real quick, you know? And I think I was being like a big whiner because I didn't want to pay the like $4 for Facetune. It is so 100% worth it. So put into action what Gina taught you guys. This stuff is like amazing. And what did you tell me, Gina? Like, look at her followers. Like, what did you say you were at in December?
1,900.
Yeah.
So I do also use a social media marketing tool along with Instagram Cleaner, like Jen Richardson uses. But these are actually people. Like I have it set up. These are actually like, they're real people for the most part. There's a few.
And it's like, it's your niche market. Like, since
it is my market.
been doing this on Instagram, like she's really nailed it in. Like, I don't think, like, you've been hitting Success Club the most consistent you've ever have in your business. So I'm sure your paychecks have increased, and you guys should see the explosion in her downline. I'm just like so proud and like thankful that she's teaching, because I don't know any of this stuff. So it works.
It does work. It actually works.
Yeah, I know, that's what we should say. It
actually works. Perfect. And Allison, I use Social Bloom. I'll post a link to them too. I know Rachel uses BuzzFollow. Feel it out. I know they both work, so you can kind of see who you like. But I'll post a link to that along with the story schedule and whatever else I could think of that needs to go up that I didn't say.
Super. Well, thank you, Gina. Thanks for getting on, you guys. Everyone is like so loving this. So, okay. And don't forget, well,